Hello and welcome to the show. Now, we always like to speak with new companies and guests on the channel, and today we're doing just that, discussing IP network transport solutions.
Yeah, in other words, sending feeds over the open internet, and the company to tell us all about it is Caton Technology, and we'd like to welcome Paul Shonfeld.
Hi Paul, good to see you.
Yeah, hi, good to see you too.
So Paul, for those watching who might be unfamiliar with Caton, can you give us a brief outline of your solutions?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if you are a little bit unfamiliar with Caton, although the company has actually been in existence for nearly 15 years now, but has been pretty much established in the Asia Pac region. We have over 100 staff. We're based in Singapore. The majority of our staff are engineers, so you could classify us as a very technological company. When I joined Caton, I wanted to ensure that I wasn't actually joining a Me Too company. In other words, they've got hardware, yes. They've got a network, yes. But what's the added value? What's the difference? And the difference is some of the protocols and methods we use, such as machine learning and deep learning, if you like. So whilst the company's been around for 15 years, it has developed and decided that it needs to grow into the wider world. So yes, I've been employed to look after EMEA, and this is a very new appointment, but we're also employing people across the US. We're also employing people across South America. We're bringing people into the Russian region, CIS, etc., and it's growing rapidly.
And so, I mean, you've mentioned there that you've recently been appointed to, they've identified the EMEA as a key region for growth there. Have they got a good network of gateways in place already in the region? Is the network set up? Are they prepared?
Yes, very simply. Of course, everything tends to be organically grown, and we have recently joined into the European region, EMEA, if you like. But we have invested time and effort in ensuring that we have gateways available in the major hubs across Europe. So they're there already. But the nice and quick difference with Caton is that we're very, very able to bring in a gateway very simply, very quickly, because it's internet-based. And that is one of the big advantages using IP over the internet.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, Paul, what are the advantages to a broadcaster transmitting feeds over the open internet compared to your traditional satellite delivery?
Well, I think IP over the internet has now become pretty much recognized as where it's heading. What are the advantages? Well, we're working with a number of satellite companies to help them deliver hybrid networks. The biggest problem with satellite and also, if you like, fiber is cost, the time to deploy. Say, for example, you needed to have a sporting event in Mexico. How do you do that? Well, you can bring that by SNG truck, which takes time to develop, time to finance and time to plan. Same with actually putting in fiber network. If that venue already has an internet connection, it's actually very quick to bring that and make that available. The biggest problem so far has been the fact that internet networks and the internet is not the same all over the globe. Some countries have great internet, some countries not so good. One of the big advantages of Caton and its CTP protocol is it smooths out and irons out those crinkles within the internet feed, so you can actually watch high quality video over the public internet. For example, we can actually take a 4K feed, 20 megabits, from a mobile phone. It's one of our products. It's called Caton Publisher. And basically, nobody else can do this at a broadcast quality. We actually deliver that at SDI or HDMI into the internet, such as Facebook, or directly to a broadcaster. This means that you now have somebody in the middle of the rainforest, as long as he's got a 4G minimum signal, he can show and produce professional video content directly back to his broadcaster. For news gathering, that's unbelievable.
How easy is it for a broadcaster to integrate CatonNet into their existing sort of ecosystem, their existing hardware? And is it a hardware investment, or is it you just buying into the technology?
Of course, as a company, we produce our own hardware, and as a business, I'd love to sell everybody our hardware. But we are rational enough to know that broadcasters and corporations spent a lot of money on hardware and infrastructure, and that's not going to be just kicked out just because we say so. So we believe in standards, so we can bring our CVP, our video network, and it works exactly as you would expect it with existing hardware. So, for example, if you have harmonics in there, well, that's fine. It's not a problem. We'll run into our CVP network. So that is not an issue. But we're now beginning to find that some of the hardware manufacturers are actually incorporating Caton Technology, such as CTP, Transport Protocol, into their own hardware, such as Sencor. Sencor have now partnered with us, and if you buy a Sencor encoder, it comes with CTP. So the ability to link with existing hardware is all there because we believe solidly in standards. We would like everybody to use CTP because we believe that's the best media transport protocol there is. But if you're already using, for example, SRT, that's not a problem. We'll link with that quite happily. And we regularly actually move SRT code and video to long distances across the globe. And then we rebuild it back into SRT at the other end. That's because we can do long distances. So that's all very, very good and very, very simple for existing infrastructure and hardware to integrate with Caton.
So I'm guessing everybody has different requirements, and tell us about scalability, Paul. How easy is it to scale this?
Scaling with Caton is very, very simple. There is to be honest, no upper limit. To be able to start very small, if that's where you wish to start, and then add, very, very simple. We're already doing this with one of the major satellite companies who originally started with a proof of concept model, if you like, and did one single transport stream across from Taiwan to London. That's proven to be successful. They've added more and more and more. And it's just grown, and it's organic. It's very, very easy.
You talk about long distances as well. Well, okay, there's two things that come immediately to mind. A, you're talking long distances. That brings up the question of latency. How people want it as live as they can possibly get it. Of course, you're doing some. If you've started with SRT, you're doing some some transcoding, so to speak, there. And also, of course, over the open internet, there's the thing about security over it. We are on the open internet potentially at risk or not?
No, I cannot go into the technicalities of that because I'm not aware of it, because to be honest. But I am told by people who are infinitely more intelligent than me at a technical level that it's extremely secure. Long distances, I can answer that very quickly. I recently did a Caton Publisher, which is our mobile phone app, which you can download from the Apple Store if you wish, where we had a call coming in from Hong Kong to London. We were measuring it running it against Teams because we weren't meeting. The latency was less than 1.5 seconds, and that included the Teams time as well. So we generally say that any signal which we send over the open internet is less than 2 seconds. And we're doing that for several, shall we say, betting organizations who have an SLA that requires that we deliver video within 4 seconds. We always deliver it under 2. A good example of another long distance, if you like, is we also recently did a boy band concert from London to Beijing via the China firewall, which is always problematic. We delivered that signal to 20 million users in China, and it was less than 2 seconds delay. We were the only company who could actually deliver that within 2 seconds across the China firewall, because the Caton CTP transport protocol, with the machine learning and the deep learning and the ability to bring back lost packets, it was delivered at a very high quality. Those lost packets, we can actually take that to 50% loss and still rebuild back to a very acceptable level and quality of video.
So Paul, you mentioned machine learning, AI. What does it really mean and what are you learning?
I think it's the ability to rebuild video after significant packet loss, obviously. Early days in this industry, when I was a newbie into this, we used to record football matches for delivery to mobile phones. The football matches themselves, we had to edit down to literally just the player in the green, because the crowd behind the scenes was so busy in video terms, it couldn't actually cope in reproducing that and to show that as a piece of video. Now, with machine learning and artificial intelligence, the ability to rebuild that crowd scene is now available. So the whole experience becomes a little bit broader. That would not have been possible without machine learning.
Fantastic. Very interesting speaking with you today, and congratulations on your new role, and look forward to hearing more from you about what's going on in the EMEA regions as you're building it up. So yeah, thank you very much, Paul. Always good to get an update from new companies, and of course you can go and check out CatonTechnology.com for all of the information you need. Thanks to Mediaproxy for their support, and thank you for watching. Don't forget, you can also listen to all the KitPlus interviews on our podcast. Just search for KitPlus in your podcast directory or head over to kitplus.com/podcast. See you next time.
Take care, guys.